Imagine a man who beat the betting system so cleverly that bookmakers across an entire country were left stunned. A man who turned horse racing into a battlefield of strategy, deception, and precision planning. This is the incredible story of Barney Curley, the Irish gambler who pulled off one of the most legendary betting coups in history. Welcome to Nascent Bulletin, where we explore the fascinating stories of remarkable people, hidden histories, and unbelievable real-life events. Today, we uncover the story of a mastermind who challenged the powerful gambling industry and changed betting forever. Barney Curley was born in Northern Ireland in 1939 into a modest family that struggled financially. His early life was shaped by hardship, discipline, and determination. Growing up in difficult circumstances, Curley witnessed poverty firsthand, which deeply influenced his personality and future ambitions. From a young age, he developed a sharp mind, strong willpower, and intense desire to overcome obstacles. Before becoming famous as a gambler, Curley tried several careers. He worked as a greyhound trainer, a horse trainer, and even pursued journalism for a short time. But what truly fascinated him was the world of betting, not as a game of luck, but as a system that could be studied, analyzed, and ultimately defeated. Curley believed that gambling was not about chance. To him, it was about information, timing, and psychological control. He carefully studied horse racing, analyzed betting markets, and observed how bookmakers operated. He learned their weaknesses, their habits, and their vulnerabilities. And once he understood the system, he began planning something extraordinary. In the 1970s, Barney Curley executed what would later be called one of the greatest betting scams in horse racing history, the famous Yellow Sam Coup. The plan revolved around a relatively unknown horse named Yellow Sam. The horse had potential, but Curley knew its true capabilities were hidden. He trained the horse carefully, ensuring its performance in earlier races did not attract attention. He wanted the betting odds to remain high. But controlling the horse's performance was only one part of the plan. The real brilliance lay in how Curley manipulated the betting system itself. In those days, bookmakers relied heavily on telephone communications to share information and adjust betting odds. If large bets were placed on a horse, word would spread quickly, and the odds would drop, reducing potential profits. Curley needed a way to place huge bets without alerting bookmakers. His solution was almost cinematic. On the day of the race, Curley and his team executed a carefully coordinated operation. They targeted a small betting shop in a remote Irish village where communication was limited. To prevent the shop from contacting other bookmakers, they staged a distraction. Curley arranged for a man to enter a nearby telephone exchange pretending to be a priest, who urgently needed privacy to make an important call. Once inside, the man blocked the phone lines by keeping them occupied for hours. With communication cut off, the betting shop could not alert others about the massive bets being placed. At the same time, Curley's team spread out across different locations, placing large wagers on Yellow Sam at high odds. Because the bookmakers had no way to share information quickly, they continued accepting bets without realizing what was happening. Then came the race. Yellow Sam ran and won. The victory stunned bookmakers. Curley and his team reportedly made hundreds of thousands of pounds, an enormous sum at the time. The gambling world was shocked, and the story quickly became legendary. Bookmakers later tightened their systems and improved communications, largely because of what Curley had done. But Barney Curley was not just a gambler seeking wealth. Behind his strategies was a deeply personal motivation. Years earlier, his father had struggled with illness and financial hardship. When medical treatment became too expensive, the family could not afford proper care. Curley believed the system had failed his family, and this loss shaped his outlook on life. He often said his success in gambling was partly driven by a desire to fight against unfair systems and powerful institutions. In later years, Curley used much of his wealth for charitable work. He founded organizations that help people suffering from poverty, addiction, and homelessness. For him, money was not simply a prize, it was a tool to create change. Yet his reputation as a betting mastermind continued to grow. In 2010, decades after the Yellow Sam coup, Curley stunned the betting world again. This time, he organized a massive multi-race betting operation involving several horses across different locations. The operation required precise timing, coordination, and secrecy. When the horses won their races, bookmakers faced huge losses once again. Even in his later years, Curley demonstrated that intelligence, patience, and strategy could outperform systems built on control and prediction. But what made Barney Curley truly fascinating was not just his success, it was his philosophy. He believed in discipline, preparation, and emotional control. He often warned against reckless gambling, emphasizing that most people lose because they rely on luck rather than knowledge. To Curley, betting was a science, not entertainment. His methods required months of planning, deep research, and perfect execution. His life also raises an interesting question. Was he a genius strategist or a controversial manipulator? Some saw him as a hero who outsmarted powerful corporations. Others viewed his actions as exploitation of loopholes. Regardless of opinion, no one could deny his intelligence or impact. Barney Curley passed away in 2021, but his legacy lives on in gambling history. His story is studied by bettors, admired by strategists, and remembered as one of the boldest challenges ever made against the betting industry. His life reminds us that systems, no matter how strong, often have weaknesses. And sometimes, one determined mind can change an entire industry. From a boy raised in hardship to a man who defeated bookmakers at their own game, Barney Curley's journey is not just about gambling. It is about strategy, resilience, and the power of calculated thinking. And perhaps the most fascinating part of his story is this: he didn't rely on luck. He created his own. If you enjoyed this incredible true story and want more documentaries about remarkable people, hidden histories, and unbelievable real-life events, make sure to subscribe to Nascent Bulletin. Like this video and share it with others who love discovering extraordinary stories. Because sometimes, the most unbelievable stories are not fiction. They are history waiting to be told.